Tigers, Signs of Times Reports by Toby Milwee. It is Eclipse Day, April 8th, 24. It's Monday morning. And, it's I owe, it's off to work I go, right? Yeah. It's a little bit after 10. I don't know what the boss wants to do today. We just had some severe snow come through. And it's in like a lion and out like a lamb here in Nebraska. That's where I learned that from in 2010. And, there's usually the snow will drift in the wind, right? And it'll blow up against the wall like this, and it'll pile up there. This time when it blew, it backfilled. It piled up in places where you think it wouldn't have. And I think of modifying things. Okay. There's 3 feet of snow out there. That where that tree is out there, and that water, that hydrant, that hump right there where those dog tracks are at are about 3 feet high. And I knew this days ago, man. You're not going to see no eclipse today. I knew that looking at the sun. I actually got a video up there on the other channel, Sex Spot News Network. Sex Spots News Network, okay? I'll go ahead and we'll do about a 20-minute video. We'll cover pretty much everything that I have looked at. And I have some stuff to pound my fist on the table about being correct, okay? It's actually on the mainstream media. What happened to your bridge yesterday? Or Friday it was. And it came out a day late. You can see here, there's no snow, see? And I mentioned it many times, and the more the truth you tell, the more shadow banned you get, okay? Because it's, when you lie about everything, that's what it is. And we're firing up the CERN today, trying to release Satan from his 1,000-year, he's getting released from prison, see? In the Euphrates River and the 4 cities they found and the 4 tombs they found under Euphrates, okay? Also covered it that Mr. Vladimir Putin in the Black Sea has lost 40% of his naval fleet in the 2-year war with Ukraine, a little over 2 years, that is. And he doesn't even have an aircraft carrier. Okay, and they just think of nuclear bombs. Okay. That's what I think of, man. He's confident. And I think his shit's real. Okay. Like his Orthodox prophecy that talks about modified prophecy. If you're out there thumping the King James Version Bible and you think that's what happened, have fun with the fallen angels. Okay. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. It's altered. It's altered by being modified. And it's altered by false prophets. Okay. And when Satan comes out, he's going to drag all the ones that work for him to the lake of fire. Okay. And we're there. Ever since people are throwing rocks at each other, they've been trying to figure out how to make all this stuff that's on their table today. It's called end of time, period, for Christians and humanity. The baby gets born in the forest and the red dragon devours the baby. Okay, period. And we're talking about Jesus Christ, one world leading currency, and a new world order, period. We're there. So you can go out there and look at your clips today on Monday morning and you don't have a job. We got college student forgiveness loans. They're going to push the blame in your lap, like Tupac Shakur said, man. They're going to make you feel guilty. But by the time 72 hours goes by, what eclipse? It's a 248-year country, and Pluto's return in the zodiac. And that Pluto returned to its signing February 22nd of 22. It's bye-bye dollar. Okay. That's another one. 2 million a minute almost, man, on the debt clock. Gold's supposed to be 5,000 an ounce, and it's barely half that. It's not even half that. The BRICS system's giving up 140,000 US dollars for an ounce of gold. You'll trade a pound of potatoes for a pound and a half of gold. You will. That's what's going to happen. Okay, it's going to be there for you. So yesterday I got a guy that was on Steve Popular. His channel's name is The Popular Report. And a second ship loses power. And I was like, I thought about the second Twin Tower, the second city that Nostradamus prophesied. I put up some comments about Nostradamus. It's not going to happen today, man. It happens after the eclipse. The country will break into 2. The Statue of Liberty is over there shaking its ass off with the Tea Embargo Act, spilling tea all over the place with our freedom and liberty. You don't have to pay taxes, right? Luxury taxes, right? It's a luxury. It's all a luxury. It is. It's called freewheeling. I used to play with the Duncan yo-yo, and it would freewheel. It would spin before all this shit and video games and stuff. And the thing would start smoking the string, dude. You do around the world stuff. I used to do all those tricks. It's what we're doing. We're freewheeling. I don't know if the boss can make me work today or not. So I got a shower, swept the floor. All the dishes are done. I got my cats are shedding. I got hair there, and there already. And she hasn't even moved. It's just from opening the doors and the current in here and stuff. I can't smoke in here, so I've been leaning out the door. I hope I don't smell it in here. He don't come in anyways, but he is trying to sell the place, and I'm trying to get him moved and his truck fixed and get rid of his animals, take care of them until he sells the place. And we're working on a mobile home park in the city. And it's a city I don't want to live in, that's for sure. There's just too much shit there. I mean, Chatter, Nebraska is not really it's not no dream town for me. So yesterday, after Steve Popular put that out there, and he said the video information was removed off Zero Hedge with Tyler Durden on X, formerly Twitter, because you have all the sex bots up there. I'm kicked off the other channel for putting up my notifications on Twitter about all these whores and sites that you go to with people stealing money from people, theft with sex bots. I'm going to come meet you, we're going to have sex and all that shit and all that filth that's on the internet. The technology was never put here to help you. And ever since, like I was saying, people throwing rocks at one another, they've been working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, eclipse or not, trying to figure out how to control population control, okay, with wars and money and funding both sides and stuff. And I looked it up. Mr. Putin doesn't even have an aircraft carrier. You don't. And China just rolled out its 4th brand new aircraft carrier. See, they're behind too. And if you read the astrology about Pluto's return, Russia will rule the world with its ruble. And they're going to be dying of slow death of all the radiation and stuff from after their last war they get to have. And will the pit bull get off the chain when it comes to the puppet master? Because the money's not going to control nothing. So it is squirrely. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. So I did some research yesterday. I downloaded an app I've never used before, and I'm going to start tracking ships and bridges, okay? Because we have Dutch Sants up there talking, and, he's shadow banned. He's got 700,000 subs. He's running a live stream, and there's 450 people watching. And I talked on Stephen Benanune's channel about the Nostradamus, and everybody's judging Nostradamus. I don't care what he did. I'm not his judge, man. His father does that for everybody. People's panicking. And I says, hey, he wasn't a prophet. He was a false prophet. I don't care what he is. I think he has some accuracy about the stuff he predicted about. That's it. And if you want to watch cartoons, look at The Simpsons, man. Then I got some footage yesterday of Epstein still alive. And there's pictures of Mr. Trump on Epstein Island wearing a red tie way before he was the president. That's out there too. Like all your music industry and Hollywood's getting, you see how it's crumbling for them? I love it, man. I've known that the whole time being from California. Homeless people, that came up on Steve's channel today. And I tell you what, man, everybody that has a Social Security number in our country that had children, the government paid you to have them children. They give you a tax break for them children. So they're not homeless people. Okay? They were put where they are by the Lord. They're not thieves and drug addicts and all that shit you think. And me and my cats always have a place to stay during the summer. We work our asses off like a little ant, and this might be the last snowstorm. But when there's no work to do in the winter, we'll be right back out in the street. It happens every year, man. We never have a place during our anniversaries or holidays. We never do. We're homeless the whole time. And we've heard every story you can point at. I need glasses, hernia surgery. I need all kinds of stuff. And, they ain't going to help. The people's not going to do nothing. My own family won't do nothing. Why would anybody else do something? I did shit for them. I got hold of my brother-in-law last week. I was hot. He says, I don't need you for nothing. I was like, okay. But when I put a transmission in his car, my mom bought him a $60,000 house. She put in $4,000 to have them move from California to Arkansas because my sister had 2 kids. And then my mom wanted to be around them. And my mom put a $4,000 fence around the house. I went and borrowed $4,300 for a car for him from my grandmother. They never paid her back, which I don't care about that. I knew that. Just like I knew yesterday with the bridge, you're going to see more bridges getting hit. I guarantee it. Is it the truckers with all this domestic terrorism trying to block the shipping containers going in New York? What is it, man? It doesn't matter to me. I'm pointing at what's there for you. That's it. I don't know when it's going to happen either. Don't think I'm knowing it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You got the New Madrid screwing up. You got Yellowstone in between it. And you got San Andreas and new stuff from drilling oil out from under the ground in California. They caused their own fault lines. And if all that oil came out of the ground, wouldn't you think there'd be a hole underground? I mean, there's a lot of it, man. Look how big them ships are. You don't see no oil tankers running into stuff. It's a double play, man, for the shipping ports. Export of coal 25% over what happened with Baltimore. Okay, and China's underwater, like the Bible says in Revelations, man. They need our coal to run all their power. Everybody's worried about eclipse today, but you're not going to see nothing. Look, this has been going over for the last 3 days. Now, I actually got a video up there on the other channel. You know, they shut me off on yesterday. If I'd open this one, they had to wait 24 hours, take my picture, and go do all this. So they want to make sure who I am, you know. Didn't take 24 hours to rip down that video with all them sex bots and all that filth on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Sothenberg's just as bad. There's pictures of him standing with Epstein, too, by the way. Yeah. The video just came out yesterday. I don't remember what channel it is, but it's out there. And I screen recorded it a little bit. It's a copyright strike. Because we're not allowed to be united and help each other, make a point. I make a point. And that's why they don't like me. I don't point fingers. I never did. And, you know, it took 5 years making videos. I learned how to read. I learned how to spell from the Hooked on Phonics Google search block. Okay. I'm old school conspiracy theorist. I'm 52 years old in November. I'll be sleeping out. We will. You know, I work for free for the boss. You know, he takes good care of me, man. You know what I mean? And I'll see where I'm going to be able to hang around for 6 weeks and get stitched up for my second hernia surgery. And I've had 3 Septembers this September from coughing up the sickness when it came along. See, you got to realize we have airplanes and buildings, okay? We have car manufacturers and banks, right? We have sicknesses and cures. We have trains flipping over in rivers. And now we have ships running into bridges, right? They're just trying to sneak it out there and paralyze the country slowly. And they're going to filter all the comments. They're going to look at what people are talking about with all your social media network. Everything is totally shadow banned and hacked. I can't believe they ripped that shit down from Tyler Durden yesterday. That blows my mind. But Steve Popular mentioned it, and he's out of the country, which means they didn't catch it because the world's dividing. You know what I'm saying? It's like Telegram and what happened in Moscow with the concert. It's connected. Okay, the guy has $15 billion, and he's Russian folk that defected really. And Yuri Bezmenov says the shit's way overfulfilled. All those homeless people out there, their parents got money for them to be here and a tax break. And people don't give a fuck about each other. It's built on money. Okay, a house upon sand is what it is. All capitalism's like that. Every bit of it. That's why they persecuted Jesus Christ. Your King James Version Bible is missing probably half of the contents of it. It's altered. It's been censored. Your algorithms out there looking at the clips on Monday morning when 126 million American people are actually paying into the state and federal government for having a real job. And there's 330 million American people, supposedly. That means your unemployment rate's 40% across the board, now, ain't it? From sea to shining sea, now, ain't it? Come on, man. I'm an old school conspiracy theorist. Old school, man. I don't care if they try killing me, man. I don't die anyways. I just need my cats to get to heaven with. That's all I give a damn about. And not bullshitting people and buy these Chinese shit and, put it in a promo code and all that, like Mike Lydell with his pillow from the Giza River and all that shit. Come on, man. I did see some research about Trump's Bible. And it says it's genuine letter, and it's not. It cost the man $75.74. It's altered prophecy, man. The native said it's a time where you're going to realize there's a new beginning with this eclipse. It's a warning. It's not nothing bad. It's not nothing good. It's just to remember where we are. And I saw that yesterday. I put this channel up there, and I actually listened to a Navajo fella speak of it. Them cows stand up against the fence over there in the snow, and it rained all afternoon, and it snowed all night, man. I felt bad for them because they're not from this land, just like us. They don't know what to do either. And it's a shame. And cold steak and hamburger for you, Ben. And while I'm on that note about beef packing plants, I've worked at a beef packing plants, 2 of them here in this state, for over a year, both times. I worked on processing in Tyson for a little bit for the cleaning company when I had to sell my house. And my cats don't like the cat food. I worked in rendering a Gibbon pack in Gibbon, Nebraska. It's about 10 miles west of Kearney. And where they render stuff. Downy fabric softener is all the shit they throw away from meat. Yeah. And my cats don't like eating bugs in their cat food. See how that's been That cat food's green. Probably a bunch of locusts that they rounded up in China with their whistle commanded geese, okay, to eat all the locusts and stuff. They're way ahead of you. But they're in a hurry and their stuff's kind of cheap. And if they're still building aircraft carriers, means that they are not confident of the fake weapons they have. You know what I'm saying? Mach 10? Come on, man. You're dreaming. You're dreaming. You know, this is a time to be alive and see it happen. You know what I'm saying? It is. Hi, the baby. You know, it's a hairy baby. And I was gonna wear that shirt, and I can't because she always lays on my clothes, man. She likes smelling dad. I get out of the shower with the towel, and she likes to sleep on it, wet and everything else. It's a crazy kitty. I've had him for a long time, 7 years this year, her 6. There ain't one winter yet that we weren't outside, man. Not one. Work your ass off like a little ant. Work your ass off when the weather's good, and be the freezing fucking grasshopper that doesn't ever die. The whole winter, you know. A lot of like homeless people go south for the winter. We go north, man. We want to try and join that crowd. You know what I mean? I'm just tired of being called the homeless drug cartels, man. Them reptilians are homeless. Okay, and that's where that comes from. And they invaded our world with the fallen angels and the half-assed people they are. Joe Biden, that's not Joe Biden. There's like 4 Joe Bidens. I got a video up there of it. Look at the other channel I got. Look at the 2 channels Tiger Science Times reports they shut my Gmail off to. And now I keep getting all these notifications saying my Gmail is full. It's not my Gmail, man. Don't make me think shit's mine here, man. My soul is mine. It's my brother's body. And it's the knowledge from my father. That's that. Ain't no sense pointing at people and stuff. Yesterday I was shooting in the dark about the bridge. I really was. I couldn't find no information. I'm right about it. It's on mainstream media today. I'd tune in now, man. I'd share it if I were you. Not sitting here saying the PayPal link's down below with the fucking devil, man. Period. Like, leave a comment down below, right? It's all hypocrites. It's all false prophets. And it's a shame. It really is. Here it is Monday, and we got all these people that are talking about all this money. You're going to pay the eclipse. Wow. Look at the weather, man. How do you think people's going to get pissed? After today, you're going to see the country broken into 2. Now, does this mean that the Mississippi River is going to go the other direction and it's going to break in 2? I know the country's going to have 2 capitals. I know that. Denver, Colorado will be one of them. With Cheyenne Mountain and the Satanic Airport and the tunnels that go from Cheyenne Mountain over to the DI. Come on, man. I used to sleep right over those tunnels, man. You know, there's a lot of lawlessness going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And all the presidents were cousins to the King of England. And the RFB channel, what actually used to be RFB, the Jailbreak Overlander. In 25, 3 out of 5 of us will be with the Father, period. And that's the title of his video on Jailbreak Overlander. And a 12-year-old little girl out in California figured it out. From George Washington all the way up to Obama are all cousins. Car manufacturers, all the shit is fake. Okay? And you're just pointing fingers at one another, divided, fractured. It was never divided before Donald Trump, now wasn't it? Napoleon, Hitler, and who else? Okay, we're there. The CERN is they're trying to get Satan to come up out of his hole. And my brother Jesus Christ going to smack his ass right back down into it. I'm going to laugh my ass off. I am. 3 rockets from NASA being put up in between the moon and the sun during the eclipse because they're nervous, man. I was right about that bridge. I knew it in my heart. I did. Just like the second tower when it got hit, people knew that wasn't no accident. Check out Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy and the 100-year centennial. Look at that. Look at the coincidences in it. There's a father, man. There's so much stuff about that you don't even know. You won't even care. Tomorrow you'll forget that by Friday you'll say what eclipse, huh? Because you didn't see nothing. You've been blinded. You know what I mean? Just like Metallica and the Injustice for All album with the Statue of Liberty blindfolded and she's holding a sword up in the air instead of a torch. They had their electricity shut off for 2,000 years from the Pharaoh, man. Saying, listen to the Father. All the firstborn in Egypt died, man. Now that warning's coming again. You know what I mean? Look at what the natives talk about. Look where the buffalo went. It's gone. We'll starve them out by just killing them and we'll stay warm. Yeah. Look at all the articles and trees that the federal government screwed them out of. You don't think it's going to happen to you? We're all people. Yeah. So, anyways, we love you. We care about you. We're out.